Before we begin, if you enjoy long story videos like this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps, and it means more than you think. Alright, let's begin. I still can't believe I'm here, out of thousands of people. Mr. Beast picked me. A huge warehouse, bright lights everywhere, cameras pointing at every angle, and you, standing right next to me. I didn't notice you at first. I was too busy trying not to panic. My hands were shaking. My heart was racing. Then the first challenge started. Mr. Beast's voice echoed through the speakers. "All right, everyone. If you lose this challenge, you're out." The crowd cheered. I took a deep breath, and that's when I looked at you. You were calm, focused, like this was nothing. I don't know why, but that made me feel safer. The first round was simple. Don't move. That's it. Minutes passed. My legs burned. My arms felt heavy. People started dropping one by one. I wanted to quit. Then I felt your eyes on me. I looked back. You smiled. Just a small smile. But it was enough. I stayed still. More people fell. The room grew quieter until suddenly it was just you and me left. Mr. Beast laughed. Wow, final two already. The cameras zoomed in on us. My heart skipped. I whispered, barely thinking. "So, it's just us now." You nodded. "Looks like it." The next rounds were harder. We were finally allowed to talk. Between challenges, we sat on the floor, our shoulders almost touching. Neither of us moved away. You spoke softly. "So, why did you join?" I hesitated. I wanted to prove I was stronger than I thought. You looked at me longer than necessary. "Yeah, I think you already proved that." Hours passed. People watched us live. Millions of them. But it didn't feel like that anymore. It felt quiet, like the world had shrunk to just you and me. Before the final challenge, we stood face to face. Only one winner, only one left. You leaned in slightly and whispered, "No matter what happens, I'm glad I met you here." My breath caught. I didn't think. I leaned in too, just for a moment, just enough. A soft, quick kiss, barely there. I pulled back instantly. Oh my God, we probably weren't supposed to do that. I laughed nervously. You smiled. "Still worth it." The buzzer sounded, final round, and suddenly, winning didn't matter as much anymore. The room felt different now, quieter. The cameras were still there, the lights were still bright, but after that moment, everything felt heavier, more real. The final challenge began, a long table between us, a timer on the screen. Mr. Beast explained the rules, but honestly, I wasn't really listening. I kept looking at you, trying not to, failing. "You okay?" you asked softly. I nodded quickly. "Yeah, just focused." That was a lie. My heart was racing, not because of the game, because of you. The challenge was simple. Endure the longest. No distractions. No touching. I almost laughed at that rule. Minutes passed. The silence was intense. I could hear my own breathing. I could feel you right there, so close. Then someone from the crew walked by. A girl. She smiled at you. Just for a second. Something twisted in my chest. I hated that feeling. Jealousy. I leaned slightly toward you and whispered, "She seems friendly." You glanced at me. Then you smiled. "She's just doing her job." Pause. "But you're the only one I'm paying attention to." My breath caught. I looked away, trying to hide my smile. The timer kept running. My arms started to ache. My legs felt weak. I closed my eyes for a moment. That's when I felt it. Your hand, barely touching mine. So light it could have been an accident. But it wasn't. I whispered, "Careful, cameras." You replied quietly, "I know." Your fingers moved away. But the warmth stayed. Hours went by. The crew brought us water. We sat on the floor again, closer this time, our shoulders touching. Neither of us pulled away. You spoke softly. Did you ever think you'd feel like this? On a game show? I laughed quietly. Never. I looked at you. But I'm glad it happened with you. You nodded. Me too. The sun started to set outside. Orange light filled the room. It felt peaceful, almost romantic, which was crazy, because this was a competition. Mr. Beast returned. All right, one more challenge. My stomach dropped. This was it. Winner takes all. Before we stood up, you leaned closer. So, if I win... You hesitated. Would you still talk to me after this? I didn't hesitate. Yes, I met your eyes. No matter who wins, you smiled, slow, genuine. We stood across from each other. The room went silent. Countdown on the screen. 3, 2, 1. And right before it started, I whispered, "Good luck." You leaned in just enough, so quiet only I could hear. I don't need luck anymore. The challenge began, but my heart wasn't in it, because I already felt like I won something. The challenge dragged on longer than I expected. My arms were shaking now. My legs felt weak. I tried to stay strong, but my body was giving up. I glanced at you. You noticed immediately. "Hey, don't push yourself too hard," you said quietly. I forced a smile. "I'm fine." I wasn't. A few minutes later, my grip slipped. Just for a second. The buzzer went off. The room froze. I knew what that sound meant. I lost. Mr. Beast's voice broke the silence. "And we have our winner." The crew clapped. The cameras moved. But I couldn't hear anything anymore. My chest felt tight. I had come so far. And now it was over. I stepped back, trying to smile, trying not to cry. You walked toward me, ignoring the cameras, ignoring everything. "Hey," you said softly. I shook my head. "I'm okay. Really." But my voice cracked. You lowered your voice. "You don't have to pretend with me." That did it. I looked away. Tears burned my eyes. I just didn't want this to end. You hesitated. Then you gently touched my arm. Just for a moment. I know. The crew gave us space. Just a few seconds. You leaned closer. "So, this doesn't have to be the end?" I looked up, confused. "What do you mean?" You smiled. "I mean us." My heart skipped. Later, after everything settled. The cameras were still rolling, but farther away now. Mr. Beast congratulated you. Handshakes, smiles, applause. I stood to the side, watching, feeling proud, and a little empty. You walked back to me. "So," you said, "can we talk?" I nodded. We stepped aside, away from the noise. You took a deep breath. "I know this started as a game." Pause. But somewhere between the challenges, it became more than that for me. I held my breath. I didn't expect it. You continued. "But I don't want to ignore it either." You looked at me, really looked at me. "I like you." I smiled softly. I was hoping you'd say that. You laughed, relieved. "I didn't want to make things awkward." "You didn't," I said quickly. "You made things better." There was a pause, a quiet one, comfortable. You stepped closer, not touching, just close enough. "Can I?" you asked gently. I nodded. You leaned in, slow, careful. A soft kiss. Nothing rushed, nothing dramatic, just warm, real. When we pulled back, I smiled. "Yeah, that was definitely worth losing for." You laughed. "Hey, I still won the game." I raised an eyebrow. "But I think I won something too." Later that night, after the lights went off, after the crowd left, we sat together, just talking, like normal people, not contestants. "So what happens now?" I asked. You smiled. "Now, we see where this goes." I leaned my head against your shoulder. "That sounds nice. Before we left, I turned to you. One more thing. You looked at me. Yes? I smiled softly. Next time, let's meet without cameras. You chuckled. Deal. We walked out together. No challenges, no prize money. Just us. And honestly, that felt like the real win. Soft pause. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe. And maybe I'll see you again soon.